It wasn't that I didn't believe in the Chiefs. It was that I believed in other teams. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Especially when it came down to the Ravens. Yeah, I believed in the Ravens more than I believed in the Chiefs. But it looked like that was a mistake, obviously, man. Now we got when you playing against Patrick Mahomes, you gotta lock the door, lock the window, okay? You gotta put up the stuff in the prison, the steel bars. You gotta do everything you can because trust me, even when you do that, Pat Mahomes still gonna find a way in if that's where the Super Bowl trophy at. So yeah. And welcome back to Mischief Entertainment, man. And look, kind of been avoiding this, but I think y'all might want to see my reaction, So, Patrick Mahomes then went and did it again. He didn't win it and pulled it off again. First comments, man, just literally one of the greatest football games of all time, man. That was one of the best games to watch I've never seen. And then you got to think about the score. It wasn't even a high-scoring game, and for it to be as entertaining as it was, man, just one of the greatest games of all time. Y'all know I ain't got nothing against Patrick Mahomes, right? He's a very good quarterback. I just don't think he's better than Brady, Brady got 7. So, Mahomes going to have to, he going to have to get close in that realm. He got to get at least like 6, you feel me? But I ain't got nothing against Mahomes. He's a very good quarterback, I say most of the salt came when the Ravens lost to Pat Mahomes, There was comments like the Dirty Birds got plucked. It was just like, whoa, first of all, that's crazy. There was comments saying that Lamar Jackson shouldn't even be a quarterback, that he should be a running back or a wide receiver. Like, are y'all serious? This is Lamar Jackson, the 2-time MVP. I mean, some of these comments was just outrageous. So it's like, y'all kicked the man while he was down. So, I wanted the 49ers to win a little bit. I got a little biased. But hey, man, I think that's about it for the conclusion, man. Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes. Shout out y'all Chiefs fan. Y'all got a whole year to gloat, man. I'm going to let y'all do y'all thing because I know if the Ravens would have won, I'd be going crazy right now. I ain't even going to lie. I'd be ignorant. I'd be loud. I'd be yelling. I'd be kicking y'all while y'all was down. I ain't even going to lie. I'm going to keep it a buck. If Lamar Jackson would have pulled it off, oh, yeah, I would have went crazy, man. You feel me? But let's get to the video. So, man, to explain, if there was a cut between the intro and there's another video on, they talked a lot about something else, and I'm trying to stay on topic. We talking about football, you feel me? So, now we on first things first with, what's his name? Nick Wright, one of the biggest Chiefs fans there is. So, yeah, let's hop into this.
We win the Super Bowl! We win the Super Bowl! To McCall Harmon! We win the Super Bowl! Back to back! On your head, Kyle! Down 10 again!
Come on.
He did it again!
He did it again. That's my favorite part. Oh!
Live from New York. To show them on 20 of these things, and we only have one left. It's the second hour of First Things First. Today, Patrick Mahomes.
Pretty good. Best accomplishment of his career? Unquestionably. And what he's done post-Tyreek is unfathomable. It's truly unbelievable. To trade away a guy who has proven to be even better than I think people thought once he left.
Absolutely.
And to last year win the league MVP and in the second half be down 10 against one of the best defenses in football, come back and throw touchdown passes to Sky Moore, who got 0 snaps yesterday and was a rookie, and to Kadarius Toney, who was a healthy scratch yesterday. And then this year in the Super Bowl, in the second half, after being down 10 against one of the best defenses in football that was playing its best game in a couple months, throw a touchdown pass to MVS, who people wanted benched, and then to McCole Hardman, who was on the Jets this year, and they couldn't find a way to use him. For that to have happened, for all year long, people that were doubting the Chiefs and wanting to pay Mahomes his respect, they were saying, listen, it's like Brady in 06 or Brady in 19 when he just doesn't have the weapons. Yep, but he won. And he did it with the hardest path possible. And this is a point, Brew, I know you agree with me on, but I want to emphasize. At any quarter pole of the season, if we would have said to you, all right, the Chiefs are going to win the AFC West because they always do, what's the hardest possible path to a Super Bowl? People would have said, well, either Miami, Baltimore, Buffalo in round 1, and then on the road to the other 2 in round 2 and 3, and then waiting for him is the Niners. Check, 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 check. And they found a way. So, yes, it's the best accomplishment.
Well, look, Buffalo number 2 seed.
Real quick, let me just make it clear. I ain't got nothing against the Chiefs, you know. I like Mahomes, too. You know, they cool. I keep saying that. It wasn't that I didn't believe in the Chiefs. It was that I believed in other teams. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Especially when it came down to the Ravens. Yeah, I believed in the Ravens more than I believed in the Chiefs. But it looked like that was a mistake, obviously, man. Now we got to wait a year, and, you know, I got to sit through this.
Baltimore,
you know,
congratulations.
congratulations.
Seed, San Francisco,
congratulations.
#1 seed. So that was, and not to mention Miami, that was the path. I'll throw this out, because I agree with what you said. This is the greatest accomplishment. But individually, to throw for 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards as his first year as a starter, like individually, and they got to the AFC Championship game. That was incredible, because only 2 other guys have ever thrown for 50, if I'm not mistaken. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, and they both were well into their careers when they did it. So that right there, that's why I called him Jordan-esque, because it was like, this is crazy. Your first year as a starter is what he's doing. But yeah, it's a team accomplishment, no question, because and look, I get it, and I know obviously you stuck with them through thick and thin, but the commentators, myself, Greg, others included, who were just looking at it, like, dude, they're dropping, they lead the league in drops, right? They don't have a #1 receiver. Maybe Rasheed now would be a #2, but at some points it was like they don't even have a #2 wide receiver. Like, it wasn't really unfair for people to just say what we're seeing now when they go 5-5 over the last 2 months of the season, what we're seeing now is not Super Bowl champion. So I think that was fair analysis, but to win it despite all of that with the young.
Look, man, I gotta say it again, man. Nothing against the Chiefs. Like, I didn't overlook them. Like, even with the drop passes and stuff like that. For me, as a sports analyst, I understood they got Patrick Mahomes. Again, I just got blinded by Lamar Jackson. I did. Okay, listen, I love the Ravens. I didn't care about another team in the AFC. Okay, because when it came down to it, the Ravens was going to win the AFC, you know, conference championship game. They was going to go to the Super Bowl, right? And then they was going to win the Super Bowl. It didn't happen, but that's what I thought was going to happen. And that's why the Chiefs got written off to me, man. And shout out Patrick Mahomes. I still can't say he better than Brady to this point. Okay? He's done a lot. Crazy talented, man. Okay? This guy is honestly crazy talented. But I still can't say he better than Brady. I'm a Brady fan. Listen, like I said, Mahomes got to get at least 6. Win 6 Super Bowls, and you can have it. You better than Brady. But if he don't get 6 with what he be able to do in today's NFL, then he not better than Brady. And also, I think if Brady was in today's NFL, he'd be able to run a little bit more. Like, it's different now. The game is different. You feel me? I just feel like as of right now, Tom Brady is the GOAT, okay? He won 7. I've seen him do incredible things, okay? He beat Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So, Patrick Mahomes, get you 6. Get you 6 and we can have a real conversation.
The defense was great, but yeah, this was incredible. What he
defense
did.
was amazing.
Absolutely was his best accomplishment in my opinion. I said it earlier in the year that if he were able to get this team to the Super Bowl and get this done, it would be his best accomplishment. And here we are this week, he was able to do that. For me, what stands out is he never wavered. All of those drops, everything that we were talking about all season long, what we saw, and he was experiencing and having to endure, he kept saying, but these are my guys. I'm going to need them at some point in the season. I'm going to keep throwing the ball to them.
While we talking about Patrick Mahomes' leadership real quick, like how he talking about, he basically talking about Pat Mahomes' leadership. When I was watching the game live, man, I'm like, Pat Mahomes looked nervous. At least that's what I thought. And then that one play happened with, what's his name? The wide receiver or the halfback. And they was trying to hurry up the ball, and he took too long, right? And they cut to it right before, I believe, the start of like the fourth quarter or something. Maybe it was a timeout that happened. And Pat Mahomes was literally yelling in his face, in his ear. That's when I got nervous. I'm like, ooh, if Pat Mahomes got that type of energy, man, I hope the 49ers all locked in, man, on all fronts, okay? You got to be locked in. You got to, when you playing against Patrick Mahomes, you got to lock the door, lock the window, okay? You got to put up the stuff in the prison, the steel bars. You got to do everything you can because trust me, even when you do that, Pat Mahomes still going to find a way in if that's where the Super Bowl trophy at. So, yeah. Again, congratulations to Patrick Mahomes. What else is there to say? What else is there to say?
Because at some point in the season, they're going to come through. Like, he kept saying that, where I'm sitting here as a spectator, a former player, and I'm thinking, man, he has to allow them to take some of the accountability. What he did was to continue to encourage them and have them understand, I'm never going to not be on your side. I'm never going to not have your back. No matter what, until we actually fall on our face together collectively, I got you, and I'm going to keep coming to you. And it paid off because in the moments this entire playoff run, those receivers and everybody that we identified as problematic and as potential issues of where that's going to be a hiccup, they stepped up. Almost every single one of them.
What? My guy, Kadarius Toney. Well, no, you know,
but I mean, he popped up a ball in Foxborough, and Mahomes went to the bench, and he was like, nah,
no, but that's so. Here's the thing. I actually, if I mean, then go Brew. I don't think that's why Toney was out. He was the only one that was not mature enough to handle the situation.
Correct.
The IG Live and all that. It was we're going to give you
fans.
We're going to give you Mahomes.
That's exactly right.
And so because of that, like McCole made a bigger mistake than Kadarius did. It was in the playoffs, the game they could have lost. Right. McColl's there in the Super Bowl. Mahomes trusted him on the bomb, trusted him the game winner because he was a professional.
That's right.
Kadarius did that, in my opinion, did that to himself. But go ahead, bro.
No, I agree with that. Well, also, and I don't know who's done this. My guess is Brady may have done it in the early when they won the first three. No 1,000-yard rusher or 1,000-yard receiver either on this team.
Right, and the reason they didn't have the 1,000-yard receiver was because Travis said, for the sake of the team, I'll forego a personal goal. The comeback stuff, because it's double digits in the Super Bowl, we've talked about this is his third one. I just want to show one other Mahomes comebacks graphic, because down 7 in the playoffs, if we can show that. So this is a bananas thing that Patrick has made us numb to. Brady was considered the greatest we'd ever seen because half the time when he was down 7, they won.
I don't like the tone at which he said that. Why y'all trying to use my boy Brady as an example? I'll be trying to keep it cool, man, but y'all know I'm old school. I'm old school. And I'm loyal, man. Why they gotta put Brady up there like that?
Patrick's 9-2. Every other quarterback ever, they win less than 1-4. And so yesterday, that's the thing. Like, great players change how we see sports.
Yes.
And prior to Tom Brady, if you were down 7 in a playoff game, you're basically dead. And then Brady was amazing because it was like, oh my God, they win half of those. Mahomes now, they're a huge favorite, down 7, much less 10. So.
Yeah. Who did Purdy impress you?
I thought he played well. Today would have been much harder for me had he gone out there and played like he did against the Ravens or something. Like, I thought he showed, even me who had believed in him, like he's your guy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying there aren't better quarterbacks out there, but they can win. I think they can win a Super Bowl with him. The problem is Patrick Mahomes is there, but nobody's Mahomes. Like, and look at this graphic. Purdy played, but these are the 4 playoff quarterbacks that they face. All of them are more touted than Purdy. He had the best game.
I think Josh Allen had a better game than him.
Well, I'll give you Josh. All right,
yeah,
right.
I mean,
statistically, because Josh ran for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'll give you Josh. But Tua and Lamar,
I totally agree.
He definitely played better than. And so, yeah, I was impressed, and I felt like, you know what? Because I'm assuming he's going to get better.
So
he's only in his second year,
See,
so yeah, I think he can be their guy.
That's the assumption that I don't know if it's a fair one. So Colin brings this up a lot, and I think it's a good point. The physically limited 4-year college starters, kind of, if I'm sorry, Wilds, the Mac Jones profile and Purdy's better. Sorry, buddy. They don't always have these giant leaps.
Another level.
And so I want to be very fair here. The Chiefs' game plan was to put the ball in his hands, and we can listen. Early in the game, he was carving them up. Later in the game, he wasn't as good, but he didn't make the killer mistake.
No, correct.
And I thought he played better than I thought he would by a mile.
Yeah.
And the moment didn't seem too big for him.
That was it for me.
And now
Honestly, for me, I still think Brock Purdy looked a little nervous. I don't know if that's just me. Did y'all see that too? Tell me, okay? I think he played a good game, but there were certain moments where I'm like, ooh, I could tell, this your real first run, you know what I'm saying? I could tell. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. Did y'all see it too?
When you say he's their quarterback long term, I think that because they can't pay him this offseason, how he plays next year is going to determine that. But I'm not going to sit here and say Brock Purdy cost the Niners that game because I don't think he did. I thought he played fine given the circumstances.
I'll give him a B.
Yeah, it was impressive to me because when you look at the game, even in its completion, you walk away saying, did he give him a chance to win? And the answer is yes. Like, did he cost him an opportunity to win the game? The answer would be no. He didn't cost him an opportunity. Did he miss a throw that he wished he could probably have back? The one to Debo in the end zone? Yeah, but he was getting pressured. All the things, we can say that. For me, when I look at Brock Purdy, and you kind of talk about it, I said the same thing earlier today, that you would assume he's going to get better. The more I think about that, the player that he is what he is. It's not necessarily will he get better. It's does he have another gear that he can go to. That's kind of what you're alluding to. None of what he's shown us tells us that he has that gear outside of that Detroit championship game.
See, when they're talking about Brock Purdy having this second gear, I kind of don't know what they mean. I feel like when they say that, well, if you talk about somebody having a second gear, the first thing I think is physical attributes. And I don't think Brock Purdy will ever turn into a Lamar Jackson. But do I think Brock Purdy could get more accurate, smarter, more experience? You know what I'm saying? And the answer is yes, honestly. It's about his style of play too and what type of quarterback he is, okay? So experience for that type of quarterback only makes them better, okay? If you're waiting for Brock Purdy to turn into Josh Allen, hit a second gear and he has something like that, and you want him to do Patrick Mahomes throws, you probably won't get that. But if you want a quarterback who can consistently win in the regular season and possibly consistently win in the postseason and get you to that bowl game, then Brock Purdy might be your guy. That was his real first year, if you ask me. Okay, so now he gonna get a second one, and we just gotta continue watching and see how it go.
If he starts to add the scrambling ability into his game,
yesterday had a couple
with the horse collar. I thought he could move. I was like, oh.
But my point is it and will it be enough to be a difference maker? Because the guy that everybody's trying to take down does everything better than everybody. So for me, I'm not sure if it'll be ever enough, but he's definitely their quarterback of the future.
I mean, I've said some things about Brock Purdy. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they compare everybody to Tom Brady, and I get what's going on with Brock Purdy and his story. It's just, the GOAT is the GOAT. Okay? You don't just bring his name up, okay? Don't bring his name up to make other people look good. You gotta earn that. You feel me? That's the GOAT. Don't just be bringing the GOAT name up in small talk. You feel me? Okay, but let's get to the next video. All right, man. So we on to one of my next favorite analysts, man. Colin Cowherd, man. His similes, metaphors, one of those two just be going crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I love his sports takes, but again, reacted to Patrick Mahomes winning his third Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes win third Super Bowl. Brock Purdy showed he is ... All right, come on, let's get to the video.
The difference between good and great at quarterback is you don't really have any answers for great, a Brady or a Mahomes. You just put in great effort and you hope. For good quarterbacks like Brock Purdy, you have an answer. It's called spags. It's called blitzing on big third downs. And it worked time and time again. As great as the 49ers,
the blitz on the third down. I peeped that.
Niners defense was. And Bosa and Warner and Armstead brought it yesterday. They were dominant. They had no answer for Mahomes late. His final 4 drives, touchdown, field goal, touchdown. Ball game, champions again. And on 3rd and 4th down, Mahomes, it's hard to describe. It's better than you could hope. Blitz him, he'll burn you. Man-to-man, he'll scramble. Zone, try it. On the last 2 drives, every time Mahomes had the ball, he converted. In the 4th quarter and overtime, you ever notice with Mahomes, the first 3 quarters, it's all data feeding into his brain. And then in the 4th and overtime, he uses all that information to beat you. Time and time again. More pressure, more efficiency. More intensity, bigger plays. In overtime, he was 8 for 8 and 27 yards rushing. Mahomes had 69 of the 75 yards on the game-winning drive. And again, Fred Warner was unbelievable. Nick Bosa was dominant. Chase Young, Armstead, sack. Steve Wilkes, I thought, by and large, dialed it up. I have never watched a Super Bowl and been sadder for a losing team. Yes, I had Kansas City, but Christian McCaffrey was great. I thought Shanahan was clever. Bosa was unblockable.
Great game, man.
Steve Wilkes, I was concerned. Man. He delivered. San Francisco outplayed Kansas City for large chunks of this game. That's undeniable. But I said it 2 to 3 weeks ago. I've never seen anything like Mahomes, and I watched the NFL in the early 70s. Brains, composure, accuracy, athletic ability, coach ability. It's insane. Then you add to me the best offensive coach since Bill Walsh and maybe the best tight end. Everything else, you just figure out. What's really discouraging for the rest of the NFL, this was the year to beat them. The receiving core, whatever it is, was young and inconsistent. Travis Kelce looked old. The offensive tackles weren't great. Oh, wait, my bad. Last year was the year you were going to beat Kansas City because they had all those rookies on defense. And yet Mahomes goes 2 for 2 with 2 Super Bowls. And for large chunks of the game, Jalen Hurts was brilliant and outplayed him. And Brock Purdy was composed, and the Niners' defense was relentless. And with young rookies last year and tackles that were so-so running for his life, Mahomes did it again. He overcomes both and goes 2 for 2. It really is
crazy, bro. The only reason I'm salty is because all of that stuff y'all said about the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. I'm going to keep it a buck. So Pat Mahomes just above everybody. Me and Lamar Jackson, we got to go beef with Josh Allen, huh? We got to go beef with Joe Burrow because Pat Mahomes just in his own class, huh? Screw that, man. Listen. Shout out Patrick Mahomes, man. I'm still riding with Lamar Jackson. Patrick Mahomes is just incredible, bro. He really is. Yeah. He's got to win them bowls. Keep winning them bowls. And that GOAT discussion is all his. Keep winning them bowls.
Remarkable. I grew up seeing Bradshaw, and then it was guys like Marino and Elway and Montana and Young and Brady and Manning, and it didn't look like this. He beats Buffalo in Buffalo. He beats Baltimore in Baltimore. He wins in minus 27 degrees at home, and he beat a San Francisco team that really played great football. And I go back to what I said at the very beginning. When you play greats, you have effort and hope. And you just hope maybe this time they're not as great. And Mahomes always is. Mahomes, Reed, Kelce, all you can do is hope. And that's not good enough. So let's talk Brock Purdy, who I have said, and I view it as a compliment for the kid, he's good. Special wins these games. Ask yourself yesterday, who was really great for San Francisco? Bosa, Christian McCaffrey. I thought Fred Warner. They were great. Brock Purdy was good. I know.
Could it just be because he was playing opposite of Patrick Mahomes? It may be hard to look great when you playing across from Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? You can only look good when you playing across from Patrick Mahomes. He done made a lot of quarterbacks only look good this year. You feel me? With that being said, I say Brock Purdy had a good game. I wouldn't say he had a great game, but I'm not trying to knock him. Okay, that's not throwing shade. That's just real sports analyst
You want
right
him
there.
to be a star, but again, he's a kid, and the last guy picked. On third down, the Super Bowl winning down, he was 3 for 12. Against the blitz, he was bad, a 77 passer rating, and completed less than 50%. He couldn't get the ball to Debo or George Kittle or Brandon Ayuk. He was able to get the ball to the person he handed it off to. He had a chance to win this game. It was 3rd and 5, 16 all. He makes that first down. They bleed the clock, and they're probably Super Bowl champions. Mahomes made that play over and over. Purdy had a shot, and it didn't work. They gave the ball to Mahomes with 2 timeouts and about $1.50 left. It was over. Purdy deserves credit for being composed in the first half. I was impressed. But despite dominating the first half, the only touchdown pass thrown by San Francisco was by a wide receiver.
He's just making some crazy good points, man. It's crazy good points.
Purdy is good, but good didn't beat Mahomes yesterday. Good was blown out by Lamar Jackson earlier this year. Good was blown out by Joe Burrow this year. Those, along with Josh Allen, are the best quarterbacks in football, and he's not beating them. Ask yourself this. San Francisco lost momentum in the third quarter. No Niner fan would deny that. Ask yourself, why? What happened? Because they stopped giving it to Christian McCaffrey, the soul of the team. He had 2 carries. And inexplicably, they let Brock Purdy run the offense 11 dropbacks. And suddenly, against the relentless Steve Spagnuolo blitzing defense, they gave Kansas City the momentum. Special wins Super Bowls. That's why Brady and Mahomes have trophy rooms. Let's be honest. If Mahomes had this skill group, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk have bigger afternoons, and it's probably a rout.
Oh, if you switch the teams, yeah, that's a blowout. If Brock Purdy was on the Chiefs and Pat Mahomes was on the 49ers, was George, yeah, that's a blowout.
Purdy was good.
That's a blowout. With
But
them wide
against
receivers,
Mahomes
that's a
and
blowout.
Burrow and Lamar, that's not it. That's not getting the Lombardi. Good kid, could get better. I think we're close to the ceiling. But it was Mahomes late that kept converting time and time again without close to the level of skill people.
So, hey, man, listen, we're going to cut the video right there, man. I was actually looking for some NFL memes. I was going to try to get some funny in at the end. I couldn't find any good ones, man. So, you know, we're just going to end the video by saying, you know, shout out Patrick Mahomes, shout out Andy Reid, man. The Super Bowl was a great game, man. Patrick Mahomes did what Patrick Mahomes is known. Patrick Mahomes did what Patrick Mahomes is known to do. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, man. Listen. Congratulations to Chiefs fan, man. I know y'all having a blast right now, man. Y'all got a whole nother year to talk because y'all went back to back, man. So congratulations to y'all. Congratulations to you know, Patrick Mahomes. But you know I'm still coming, man. Lamar Jackson, you gonna get you one, boy. You gonna get you one, okay? The real ones know the truth about you, okay? We know the truth about you. And y'all know I'm from Minnesota, so the Vikings, I always got to root for them. They gonna get them one too, eventually, okay? Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. We out.